Good evening, viewers, and welcome to the App Incubator segment of the show. So what are we doing this week to get our teeth further into this exciting project?
This week, we're looking at building an Android project, meaning setting up the actual Android project. So our Android project that we're setting up is the Android project for the TravelMate app.
Okay, and the TravelMate app, viewers, is our example. This is what we're going to develop here at Zamtel in order to give you some insight into how we go about developing a mobile app.
I shall hand you over to Henry, who will take us through step by step on how to set up an Android project.
Thank you very much, Milimo. Good evening, viewers. From the Eclipse main menu, we click New Android Project. From there, we have the application name, project name, package name. Application name is the TravelMate app, and it should begin with the capital letter, no space. TravelMate app, and then on the package name, which is the name, the project name spacing, which is in Java, not very different from Java. Where there's com, we just replace with Zam. And then minimum required SDK we're working with is Android 4.2 Jelly Bean. And then the target SDK is Android 4.2 Jelly Bean, and we're going to compare with the same Android 4.2 Jelly Bean. Next, and then on the new Android application configure project, you just untick on create custom launcher icon, and tick also on the create activity, and then just go direct to finish. Then you wait for it to build and process, and it's done. And there we have our app. And to talk about the components, I'll hand it over to Gilbert.
Starting from where Henry left off, where we created the Android project, the first thing we're going to look at, which is the most important, is the Android manifest. The Android manifest file is what holds all the information that we're going to be used in the application in terms of configuration. Now, the first node you're going to notice in the manifest file is the root node that has information here that you may not need, but you have to reference either way. We also have the package name that we defined in the beginning, the version code and the version name. We are also stating that we're going to be using the Android SDK, and the minimum SDK version we're going to use is 4.2.2 Jelly Bean, which is API level 17, including the target. Now, the most operational node is the application node, where we're going to be storing information about the actual application that we're building. For example, we'll have the activities and all that nice information within here. Now, we've seen we've got reference to drawable, string, and style, which stay here in the resources folder. The resources folder is where we keep all resources that we're going to use in the application. For example, in the drawables is where we keep the ping image. There are all types of images that we're going to use that start from high resolution for like the S4 to the lowest resolution, for example in Alcatel. Now we also have the values. The values is where we store strings and all other information that we need to reference throughout the entire application. In case you want to use the app name in multiple places, you just reference the strings and say at app name. We also have the style, which is going to work the same for each and every activity that's going to be produced. Now, down into the core functionality, we've got the sources folder here where we store all Java files. If we want activities, implementation, array adapters and all that, we define all our files here in the sources folder. This is where the compilation is going to mostly happen. We also have auto-generated files by the IDE for us. For example here, the resources.java. You notice the drawables, there's the IC launcher, we have the app name. They are given address blocks in here in terms of integers so that the application can reference it properly. And having said that, that's all we need in the setup of the actual project. The next basic information we're going to have is what we're going to look at next week on production of the home screen. That's about it for now. The rest of the information will be adding on as we go along. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Milimo. That was very exciting. Now, for those of our viewers who might find it rather difficult to digest all that information at one go, how can they go about getting such help?
Right. You can visit our Zamtel website, and that is www.zamtel.zm. All you simply need to do is to click on the App Incubator link, and you'll find the tutorials there. In addition to that, we have the videos that we've put up on YouTube. and those will give you more detailed information on how we set up and develop an Android application. You can also follow us on Facebook as well as Twitter.
Now, what are we going to be doing next week?
We shall look at implementation of the home screen. That is looking at the actual Android layout and the coding of the home screen.
Well, viewers, thank you very much for joining us on the App Incubator segment of the show, and we very much look forward to hosting you on this segment again next week. Thank you very much, and good night.